My dear follower, it brings me great joy to speak to you about a topic that is profoundly close to my heart: understanding others' perspectives. It is an aspect that harmonizes with the fundamental teachings I have imparted upon you, particularly in terms of exhibiting compassion, empathy, and mutual respect. To truly understand the feelings and perspectives of others, we must first learn to listen. Listening is not merely an act of hearing the words spoken by another. Instead, it is about absorbing the message, understanding its depth, and acknowledging the emotions that accompany it. It is about being present, being attentive, and providing a safe space for the other person to express their thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment or rejection. Every individual you encounter carries a unique set of experiences, beliefs, and values that shape their perspective. Their experiences may be vastly different from yours. Their beliefs may be based on a different set of values. Their values may be influenced by a different culture or upbringing. Understanding these differences is the stepping stone to understanding their perspective. To truly comprehend another's perspective, you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You must have the courage to put yourself in their shoes, to see the world through their eyes, and to feel their emotions as if they were your own. This process, often termed as empathy, is a powerful tool to foster understanding and connection. Empathy allows you to sense the struggles, the pain, the joy, and the triumphs of others. It enables you to understand their needs, desires, fears, and aspirations. Empathy is not about agreeing with the other's perspective or endorsing their actions. It is about recognizing their right to their feelings and perspectives, regardless of whether they align with yours. It is about accepting and respecting their individuality. It's about validating their emotions and letting them know that they are seen, they are heard, and they matter. Understanding others' perspectives also cultivates tolerance and patience. When you comprehend why a person acts or thinks in a certain way, you are less likely to judge them harshly. You become more accepting of their flaws, more understanding of their mistakes, and more forgiving of their faults. You learn to appreciate the diversity of thoughts, ideas, and experiences. You realize that there is so much to learn from others, so much wisdom to gain from their stories, and so many enriching insights to discover from their perspectives. My dear one, remember that understanding others' perspectives is a journey, not a destination. It requires continuous effort, open-mindedness, and a compassionate heart. It is a practice that not only enriches your relationships, but also deepens your understanding of the world and the diverse individuals who inhabit it. So, take the time to listen, empathize, and understand. Be a beacon of compassion, a vessel of empathy, and a champion of understanding. For in understanding others, we understand ourselves better, and in showing compassion for others, we become more compassionate towards ourselves. Indeed, compassion, my dear follower, is a virtue that I encourage everyone to practice and spread in the world. It is a simple yet profound trait that can ripple out in unimaginable ways, touching the lives of those around us and even those we may never meet. It is an embodiment of the golden rule that I have always taught: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The essence of this teaching is kindness, empathetic understanding, and love. When we talk about compassion, it is not merely about grand gestures or heroic acts. Rather, it lies in the simple acts of kindness that we can offer each day, not only to those who are in dire need, but to anyone who crosses our path. It could be an offer of a helping hand to a struggling neighbor, a warm smile to a stranger on the street, a comforting word to a friend in distress, or a thoughtful act that brightens someone's day. These actions may seem small, but remember, the impact they can have is far beyond our perception. They can instill hope, bring joy, and at times even change lives. Moreover, the beauty of these acts of kindness lies in their selflessness. We must perform them without any expectation of reciprocation, mirroring the unconditional love that I have for each one of you. This selflessness, this giving without thought of return, is the true manifestation of compassion. It is the mark of a compassionate heart that can spread warmth and love, making the world a more harmonious and better place. The significance of small acts of kindness is immense. Imagine a world where each individual, every day, performs one act of kindness. How transformative that would be. These small ripples of kindness would create waves of compassion, washing over the world and fostering a global community characterized by understanding, empathy, and love. The world would not only be a kinder place, but also a place where each one of us feels connected to the other, fostering a sense of unity and brotherhood. My dear follower, as you go about your life, I encourage you to cultivate this spirit of compassion. Make it a part of your life. Do not underestimate the power of a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. Remember, it is often the smallest act that makes the biggest difference. In conclusion, let us not forget that compassion is more than just an emotion. It is a commitment, a lifestyle, the very essence of who we are and who we should strive to be. So let us all make an effort to incorporate these acts of kindness into our lives and watch as they touch lives, transform hearts, and change the world. It is through these simple acts that we truly show compassion for others, and in turn, reflect the love and kindness that I have for each one of you. Beloved, I write to you today on the topic of being non-judgmental, a virtue that holds a pivotal place in our hearts and souls. As reflections of divine love, it is essential that we exhibit compassion in all we do, and central to this is our ability to refrain from judging others hastily or unfairly. Throughout our lives, we encounter individuals from all walks of life, each with their unique stories, struggles, and triumphs. It is all too easy, and indeed a human tendency, to make assumptions or form opinions about others based on our limited understanding of their circumstances. However, remember that each person you meet is fighting battles you know nothing about. Thus, it becomes vital to avoid passing judgment on their situations or actions. Instead, I implore you to strive to offer support and understanding without criticism. Consider their perspectives, their feelings, and the factors that influence their decisions. Endorse empathy over judgment, kindness over criticism, and love over indifference. Instead of judging, choose to understand. Instead of criticizing, choose to support. This shift in attitude is a significant step towards promoting compassion and acceptance. Remember, my child, that showing compassion involves more than just feeling sorry for someone. It also involves understanding their pain and wanting to do something about it. Therefore, resist the urge to judge, for it only serves to separate us from our fellow human beings. It causes hurt and fosters a sense of superiority that is contrary to the principles of love and unity that I urge you to uphold. Creating a safe space for open communication is another essential aspect of being non-judgmental. Encourage others to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of criticism or judgment. This safe environment can be a haven for individuals to share their experiences and perspectives, thus fostering a sense of belonging and mutual respect. It helps cultivate a sense of compassion and acceptance, where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued for who they are, regardless of their circumstances. In practice, it means listening more than speaking, understanding more than advising, and accepting more than expecting. It means seeing the person behind the behavior, recognizing their inherent worth and dignity, and honoring their unique journey in life. In conclusion, being non-judgmental is a profound commitment to compassion and understanding. It is the conscious choice to see others with love, not through the lens of our preconceived notions or biases. It is the decision to build bridges of understanding rather than walls of judgment, to choose love over fear and unity over division. It is a call to treat others as we ourselves would want to be treated, with kindness, respect, and understanding. For as it is written, "Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Dear follower, I write to you today on the profound subject of practicing forgiveness, a subject close to my heart. It is an integral part of demonstrating compassion, both to ourselves and to others. Invariably, we come across situations where we feel wronged or hurt by others. These instances often breed resentment and anger, emotions that can slowly eat away at our serenity and peace of mind. However, by practicing forgiveness, we can free ourselves from the shackles of these negative emotions and cultivate an attitude of compassion and understanding. Forgiveness is not merely a one-time act, but rather a continuous practice. It involves making a conscious decision to let go of feelings of resentment or anger towards those who have hurt us. This does not mean that we forget the harm done to us or that we allow ourselves to be repeatedly hurt. Instead, forgiveness means that we make peace with the past and do not let it control our present or future. This is the kind of forgiveness I urge you to practice, the kind that releases you from the chains of bitterness and allows you to move forward with an open heart, free from the burden of past wrongs. By embracing forgiveness, we allow ourselves to heal. It provides us with the opportunity to wipe our emotional slate clean, giving us the freedom to experience and express compassion, love, and understanding. The act of forgiveness is truly transformative. It changes our outlook on life, encourages empathy, and fosters emotional and spiritual growth. It is through forgiveness that we can truly understand the depth of compassion and love. It's important to remember that forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience and perseverance. It involves acknowledging the hurt, understanding the circumstances, and ultimately deciding to let go of the bitterness. It is a process that requires great strength and courage, but the rewards it reaps are unparalleled. Furthermore, forgiveness extends beyond interpersonal relationships. It is equally important to practice self-forgiveness. We are often our harshest critics, holding ourselves to high standards and berating ourselves for perceived failures. However, by forgiving ourselves, we acknowledge our humanity, our fallibility, and our capacity for growth. Self-forgiveness is the cornerstone of self-love and acceptance. In conclusion, practicing forgiveness is an act of compassion, a testament to our strength, and a stepping stone towards emotional and spiritual liberation. It doesn't imply forgetting the hurt or the pain. Instead, it signifies the release of their hold over us, paving the way for healing, compassion, and love to prevail. Therefore, dear follower, I urge you to practice forgiveness, to unburden your heart, and to open yourself to the boundless possibilities of love and compassion. In the context of our human existence, it is essential to underline the significance of self-compassion. It is a fundamental truth that the ability to show compassion to others begins with cultivating a sense of compassion towards oneself. This is far more than a simple platitude. It is a principle to live by, a guiding beacon on the path to spiritual growth. To truly embrace self-compassion, one must delve into the practices of self-care, self-love, and self-forgiveness. Self-care involves taking the necessary steps to ensure our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It is about listening to our bodies, recognizing our need for rest and rejuvenation, and taking time out from our busy lives to cater to these needs. It is also about setting boundaries to protect our peace and energy. When we practice self-care, we are showing love to the temple that God has bestowed upon us, our bodies. We are showing appreciation and gratitude for the life we have been gifted, and in doing so, we cultivate a sense of compassion for ourselves. Self-love, on the other hand, is a deeper, more profound form of self-compassion. It involves recognizing our inherent worth as children of God, acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses, and loving ourselves unconditionally in spite of our imperfections. It is about looking in the mirror and feeling a sense of contentment, knowing that we are loved by God, just as we are. When we love ourselves, we open the door to experiencing and expressing love for others. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of self-compassion is self-forgiveness, yet it is an essential component of our spiritual journey. We all make mistakes. We are all imperfect. To forgive ourselves is to acknowledge our humanity, to accept our flaws and failures, and to let go of the guilt and shame that holds us back. It is about recognizing our potential for growth and change, and allowing ourselves to move forward with grace and humility. When we can forgive ourselves, we are better equipped to extend that same forgiveness to others, thereby embodying the essence of compassion. In effect, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to others is an act of self-compassion. It is a practice that requires patience and perseverance, but the rewards are immense. By embracing self-compassion, we are not only enhancing our own well-being, but also enriching our relationships with others. We are able to show genuine compassion to those around us because we understand the struggles and trials of the human experience. And in doing so, we reflect the love and grace of God, who is the ultimate source of all compassion. Therefore, I urge you, dear follower, to practice self-compassion. In doing so, you will be a beacon of light and love in a world that desperately needs it. For as we cultivate compassion for ourselves, we fuel the ability to extend that same compassion to others around us.